It's time to hang our toe. We're going to start over here on what is my right side over here with the bent end of the hook and bent end tool. We'll start over here and we'll zoom in and you can see which I'm picking up, which really is that very first wrap and lock that we did for the tail. We do pick that up, which helps close it up and make for a nice closed corner on the toe. And what we're picking up are these bars along the line. A bar that's pink, and right after that there's another row of cast on white, and then a bar of pink. And it's the bar of pink that's your first row, and that's what you're picking up and hanging. So we will come over here again to the right and pick up those bars. This shouldn't be a difficult or a time-consuming process at all. Far faster than having to do the Kitchener stitch to close your toes. We're just going to go over to the target mark for your heel. Right there is the target, right there. And we'll stop. Now we're going to come over here on this side. Now how do you find which is the first stitch to hang up? Well, this cast on yarn has a loose end right in here, if you can see that. Well, it's attached on this side toward the center, and that is the first loop you'll pick up. And if you pull it taut, tuck it in and slip it over. You're only hanging to where there is white or a contrast color of cast on yarn. If you will pull your fabric over to the needle instead of trying to pull the stitch, you won't make the next stitch that hard to find, because you're using a continuous strand of knitting to hang. And if you pull too much on one of the loops, it just makes all the others that much tighter. So now we've hung all the way over to the target needle on the left. And we count the stitches, the loops that are still here to do. And you count your needles. You should have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And how many stitches do we have left? Well, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that means we'll add an extra one here at the beginning, right over the stitch that was on there before, at the toe mark, or heel mark I should say, and just start casting on the rest of them. And the extra one at the end, we'll do the same. We'll put that over the target needle that is your left heel mark. Okay, this line that you see running around with the little loops on top that are the cast on yarn, the white, that should be just like that. That's your sign that everything is done right and you haven't come into the body of your toe in order to pick up your stitch. You've gotten that very first row all the way around. And that nice line with the loop, 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 all the way around, evenly distributed, shows you that you've done a good job. We have our hung toe. All we have left are 3 rows, but they're really 3 important rows before we start our foot. Right here at the corner, you're almost always going to have a needle that wants to pop up. It'll happen there and it'll happen over here, and if you can't see it maybe, but that needle right there has a latch that's closed on it. We need to make sure that that's open. Almost always these ones at the ends of the shaping will pop closed, so you need to keep those open. And around on the front, you can just press down with your finger and you can just feel. You don't have to go fast. And again, make sure, and if you just lift that a little bit, that needle, then you won't have to worry about getting it cleared. So we go around one time and then we press again. We're pressing this way. You can't see that, but I'm pressing like this inside. And coming back around. Okay, so we've done our 2 rows. We're on our way to doing our foot. We've got one more thing we need to do, and that's, I'm going to crank just a little farther so you can see it. Our yarn here, very, very short. It's going to seem like, oh my goodness, that's too short. The yarns that he sells, great yarn, by the way, at great prices, only $3 a ball. You need to get with really pretty yarn here, and I'm going to move it down the way I do. Now see this, there's a purple end here. Now I'm going to move it past the purple end until it gets to the pink right here. Now this is, I'm going to clip it right there, and we'll lose a little bit. And had I thought, I try to think about it in advance so that I end the sock so that I'm not having to lose any of this nice yarn. Really don't like losing yarn. Some of us are like that, huh? Okay, so we're going to put this in, and how that's going to work is I'm going to slip it down and put it in with the other yarn still in there, if you can see that right over here. And I'll tuck it in close in and have it slip in the needles and make sure that it's in the needles. And you can see that right there on top. It's a little bit brighter than the pink yarn that's in there, a little more intense, a little deeper pink. And so now I will make sure that that's in the loop part, and I'll hold that down with my thumb and I'll crank around, and now that's part of the sock and it's not going to come out. Now these tails, I tend to give very little tail to anything for it to have to be worked back in. You can bring it around and tuck it in that first needle and then skip one and then go to the second needle like that and work that end in, and you probably won't have anything else you'll ever have to do to it. Okay, so we'll press down now. We're going to use our 4-pound soft weight right now and get that one round going real good. And that's the soft weight's just perfect for the stage of a toe-up sock.